Welcome everybody to the DropZone podcast with your co-hosts Dope Ass Jeff and Big Tom Tony. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right. As I was telling you a bit, it's been a long day, very long day for me. I still have work in a few hours. Uh, but no, I'm good. I was able to spend time with my family today. We celebrated Thanksgiving today, so I was able to see my family. I haven't seen in a little bit, so it was very good. How about you? How are you doing, Tony?
Doing pretty good. I'm trying to recover from Black Friday. Good lord. Other than that, yeah, Friday was it felt like it wasn't never going to end.
It's only gonna get worse, right? Because here comes Christmas. Everyone's gonna be doing their Christmas shopping, and they're gonna have a bunch of TVs waiting for you there when you get back on Tuesday.
I'm so fucking sick of TVs. It's not even funny. I hate TVs right now. I don't know why they fucking put other things on, sale on Black Friday besides fucking TVs. Well, other than that, it's been a pretty good week. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you work Thanksgiving? I forgot. I couldn't remember if you told me if you did or didn't.
Yeah, I had to work Thanksgiving night, so but again, we didn't celebrate it on Thursday anyway, so it didn't matter if we celebrated it on Thursday or if we did something today. I worked anyway, so yeah, I had to go in and work on Thursday just to pretty much make sure that the store looked good, put some tags up on the shelf. Just a little light night of work, just some easy shit to do.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I was us on Saturday after Black Friday came in and just had to basically put the department back together. And yeah, fuck that shit. It's already past the holidays already.
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready to start getting into it, buddy?
Yes, we are. Well, I am. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this all day. All right, so our first topic is NBA player Josh Giddey being investigated for having relations with a minor. I did not know about this until you actually sent it to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It's a wild story that developed pretty much early on in the week. It was all on social media pretty much. A lot of videos that got leaked that this girl that Josh Giddey could possibly be in a relationship with is a minor, about 16, 15 years old. He's an Australian basketball player who was in the NBA on Oklahoma City Thunder. He was drafted 2 years ago. He's a 21 right now. So that's not a good thing. But there's also videos of them in the club together. So if they're in a club together, then she's obviously older than that. So
unless she has a fake ID.
Yeah, and unless he's an NBA player, he can get her into anywhere. I just wanted to bring this up because he is being investigated by the NBA right now for it. Again, it's just all social media stuff, so they're now digging in deeper to it. People bring up Karl Malone is the other big name of the NBA player last who really got into dealing with minors a lot, and Giddey's not having the best of seasons right now. But yeah, I do hope that this doesn't come out to be true. I hope it's just it's an internet thing, and people are saying that she's a lot younger than what she is, and she is actually like 18, 19 years old, and it's completely fine. There's no issue with it because if it does come out to be true, this is most definitely the nearing of the end of his career. Because I could see Adam Silver just putting a very harsh punishment down on Josh Giddey because Like it obviously very serious. It's something that you can go to jail for. But I mean, if he was misled, then like if she said that she was a certain age and he didn't know, and I mean, like she just lied to him, then I mean, again, we will find out in the coming weeks. I'm sure more of the investigation will come out throughout the week of what did happen. But again, I just wanted to have this so say next week we have more of an update on it.
Man, it's going to start to come down. We're going to have to start IDing females as soon as we meet them. Well, hi, my name is Brittany. Yeah, Brittany, let me see your ID for a second. You look like you're 30, but yeah, I just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to pretty much come down to.
Yeah, because I gotta be careful. I'm about 21 years old also. I gotta be careful. I can't say, damn, she's good looking. She's like fucking 16. Hey, can't say that. So like I gotta be like I can't be saying that. So yeah, yeah, we need to be careful. He needs to be careful again. I hope it's nothing but internet crap and that she is actually 18, 19 years old. Because he has a promising career ahead of him. He really does.
Yeah, like I said, we'll just have to wait to get more information on it. Like you said, hopefully it turns out to not be true. But like I said, it's getting to the point where we're seriously going to have to start asking females for IDs. Because this is getting, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
All right, our next topic. You're going to love this one, buddy. This is just for you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Steelers fired offensive coordinator Matt Canada.
Thank you. I don't know what good I did to deserve that news when I woke up that one day, but thank you so much. Thank the Lord.
Christmas present.
It is. It's my early Christmas present. Yeah, finally fired after weeks. How many weeks have I said this? How many weeks have I said get the fuck rid of him, please?
Well, we're on week 12, I believe, so at least 11 weeks.
It's been god awful. Week 2, we were chanting at home, fire Canada. Since week 2, we were chanting that. But we kept winning, mainly because of our defense. He's finally gone. I want to read off some stats. I don't know how much stats you really know about how bad this offense was with him as the offensive coordinator. Offensive point per game was 17.9. That's 28th in the NFL. That's awful. Total yards per game is 310.1. That's also 28th. Yards per play is 4.8. That's 30th. Red zone touchdown percentage, that's 52%. That's 27th. And first down percentage is 37%, which is 30th. That's just some of the stats of this god-awful offensive coordinator that got ran out of college. He has now got ran out of Pittsburgh, who never, ever fires any coordinator mid-season. And they did it with him.
That is the most loyal team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, pretty much in all of sports.
Mm-hmm. Like, they do not get rid of you.
I mean, the franchise history, you only had a total of, I believe it was 3 head coaches, 4 at the most.
We've had 3 head coaches. That's it.
And the Steelers has been around for a long ass damn time.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? I mean, yeah, you went from Chuck Knowles to I can't think of his name. He was
the one I had in common. Bill Cowher.
Yeah, Bill Cowher, and now Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Those are the only 3 head coaches that we've had in the entire franchise.
So I mean, you could right there. That shows that they're loyal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for them to get rid of Canada mid-season, it says a lot.
Yeah, this is the first time that they've made a head coach or coordinating change mid-season since 1941.
Once again, that says a lot.
41. That says how bad you've been. They obviously struggled in Canada's tenure as offensive coordinator, never eclipsing the 400-yard mark, which we will talk about later. We will talk about that in a bit. I'm not going to say too much about it. Of offense in his 45-game career, including the playoffs. You had 45 games to try and get 400 yards as a total offense, and you couldn't do that.
That's insane.
That's awful. Like, you couldn't have one lucky game. Nope. It was awful.
I mean, even the worst teams at least clips 400 at least once a season.
Mm-hmm. While 31 other teams hit that benchmark at least 4 times each. Every other team in the league hit that 400-yard mark 4 different times. We hit it once in 45 games. We were also out. Yeah, we were also outgained 31 of our 45 games with Matt Canada as offensive coordinator, including their 2021 AFC wildcard loss to the Chiefs, of course. So you're telling me we outgained the opponent 14 times in 45 games? And it was probably just barely outgaining the opponent.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
God, he's gone. I've been saying it every week on this fucking podcast for how fucking long? Probably ever since week 2 when they were chanting Fire Canada. And again, it just sucked that we kept winning, and it was just because of our defense. So we didn't fire them, and then we lose 13-10 to Cleveland. That was the Steelers like, oh yeah, we should get rid of him because our offense sucks.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that. I'm just happy that he's gone. I want to read off some stats for you because that's awful. That's completely awful. You could have done better calling plays from the fucking hospital bed 2 weeks ago than what he does. Like, he is so bad. I don't know how he was an offensive coordinator to begin with. If he gets another job in the NFL, I'll be very shocked.
You'll be very shocked. I'll be very shocked.
I think everyone in the NFL will be very shocked. Yeah, he was atrocious, and I'm happy that he's gone. That's all I got on that now. Thank you.
That was just your topic just for you, buddy. So, yeah, like I said, everybody knows I'm a Giants fan, but, on the show, we pretty much somewhat root for each other team, depending on who they play. And, yeah, there's been weeks I was right along with they need to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's finally happened. Yeah. I'm happy you're happy that he's gone. I know Steelers Nation's happy he's gone. So, yeah. Yeah.
I just got one other firing. That happened recently after Thanksgiving. Commanders fired defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. That's another firing that did happen this week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and they got rid of that. I believe they got rid of Ron Rivera too.
They did?
I believe so.
I think it was either they were going to or they did. I assume Commanders will fire Ron Rivera after the season.
Oh, is after? Okay.
Yeah, but they did just fire Jack Del Rio after the game against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Their defense, I just want to make a quick note, has been far from what we expected this year. That's for damn sure. And again, when they trade away their 2 best defensive ends for pretty much nothing, it's not going to get any better. But with the defensive coordinator prowess of Jack Del Rio, you expect better than what we've gotten this season with the Commanders defense. So, I mean, I don't really ever say it's a good firing, but for the Commanders right now, yeah, it's a very good firing based off what their defense has done this year.
My thing with that situation is you have two defensive-minded. One was a head coach and one's an offensive defensive coordinator on the same freaking team. Because that was Ron Rivera's Mitch's defense. Mm-hmm. So how can your defense be that bad? I mean, it was one thing if the head coach was an offensive coordinator, but he's a defensive coordinator, defensive-minded coach. If anything, your defense should be the best part of your team.
Yeah, they're ranked 29th in the NFL in defensive yards allowed at 377.7 yards a game.
That's horrible. There's no excuse for that.
There isn't. It's just, again, because like what we expected going into the season, they were, to me, one of the top 10 in the league. I mean, if you were to do fantasy, that's one of the teams you kind of wanted to go out and get, one of the first defenses that you wanted to grab. And it's been just such a bad season for the Commanders. They've allowed 39 touchdowns on the season. That is one of, if not the highest in the league. I'm going to just try and see. The Cardinals are the most at 33. The Commanders are second most with 39. Oh wait, no, that's duh. They're 39. The Commanders are the most in the NFL, giving up 39 touchdowns in this season.
That's just, yeah.
Again, and on average, 377 yards a game.
I mean, with the Cardinals, nobody expected anything from the Cardinals. We knew they was going to be bad. So if they would, we could exclude the Cardinals out of the conversation. But a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for the Commanders,
especially with that defense.
And it's just, it just turned into a complete nightmare.
And on average, they're giving up 264 yards passing a game with 28 touchdowns passing against them. They've given up 28 passing touchdowns. It's like, that shows they're not getting to the quarterback. Their secondary is not good. This everything is awful.
The defense is not good. Defense is not good, period. Plain and simple.
Especially their rushing defense, real quick, we can move on. Their rushing defense isn't the worst. They're giving up 113 yards per game rushing. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all. I believe they're secondary.
The defense is like middle of the pack, which is, that's fine. But yeah,
that's 19th in the league.
You can't stop anybody in the air. Yeah, when you can't stop anybody in the air, you're useless. You're not going to win many games.
They're giving up the most points a game in the NFL at 29.2. Like, I'm sorry, but like Sam Howell, he's not bad, but that offense cannot keep up if you're going to give up almost 40 points a game. Like, that offense cannot keep up. It just can't do it at all.
Exactly.
They're middle of the pack in the red zone defense. Third down defense. I'm not going to get too much into it, but yeah, their defense has been awful this year. So that was a very reasonable firing, and I wouldn't blame them for firing head coach Ron Rivera at the end of the season. I would not blame them whatsoever.
Now, I want people to put this in perspective. So like you said, they're last and they gave up the most points. Just think about this. The Broncos had 70 points put up on them, and they're still giving them more points than the Broncos are. My Giants have had 40 points put up on them by the damn fucking Cowboys, and the Commanders are still giving them more points than us. What does that tell you?
The Giants are averaging 25.9, giving up a game, and the Broncos are averaging 26.8. So somehow the Commanders are about 4 points ahead of both.
And our average is going to come down a little because we held the Patriots to 7 points.
So
So
yeah,
that's going to actually, if it didn't count today's stats, it'll drop it a little bit, not much, but still.
but yeah, it's been abysmal as far as defense goes. So yeah, new system there, I think, is probably the best option right now.
New everything would be the best option for them right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Sticking with the NFL, Shaq Leonard has been released.
Yeah, this was shocking. This was very, very shocking, and it shocked him. It shocked his teammates. It shocked the fans. It shocked pretty much the entire NFL because, as far as everyone knew, Shaq Leonard was fine with the Colts, and he was getting ready to play for this week against the Bucks. But he had 2 back surgeries in 2022 to address the nerve issues that were causing his lower body pain. His playing time has been inconsistent ever since then, and the team informed him actually on Monday that he would be benched and inactive for the rest of the season. So that's what they told him Monday. And then 24 hours later, they
gave him his walking papers.
Yeah, they actually thought things through and said things shifted when the team decided that asking a player of Leonard's stature to practice on the scout team and watch games from the sideline in street clothes might be unfair. Leonard was subsequently told Tuesday that he was being waived. Now, Leonard, being the good guy that he is, there's still so much about his character. He cares so much about that community that he had a fundraiser / charitable event where he gave away 200 turkeys. That same day that he got released by the Indianapolis Colts, he still did that. That says a lot about his character. And he was even at the game today in a suite with his family. And they showed him on the Jumbotron, and it was nothing but a roar of...
I'm sure it was a loud ovation for him.
Yeah, it was a loud ovation. Thank you. And they even said thank you up on the Jumbotron. He says there's no really hard feelings. He understands. Again, it was just a shock. Zaire Franklin, who was drafted in the same year as Leonard, was also very shocked, and he's sad because he feels like it's not the same without Leonard there. A lot of teams could just become even better on defense if they were able to pick him up. Steelers have a bunch of linebacker issues right now. Holcomb went down with a season-ending injury. Juan Alexander, he's out for the season now. So I'm just saying, it would be good to get him on defense. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, if he could stay healthy, that would be a good pickup for you guys.
Yes. But yeah, it's sad. It's surprising that this happened. Again, it's pretty much the entire league that this happened. So it's a very high value, when healthy, linebacker out there on the waiver wire. So any team who wants him can have him.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say on it. Like I said, when you sent me that, and I was like, whoa, I had to go check it out. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. But also, it is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't stay healthy and be on the field, I get it. But at the same time, don't sit there and tell the guy, hey, we're not going to dress you for the rest of the season. And they could have waived him at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him that he was going to just play be on the practice squad, and then being street clothes on game day, to hey, yeah, the next 24 hours, yeah, here's your walking papers, get out.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a Jim Irsay kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that sounds like to me. That was a Jim Irsay decision where we all know how we all feel about Jim Irsay. We don't need to go into another rant about that.
Nope.
So, you Lions fans,
Dakota's quiet today.
why can't you guys win on Thanksgiving? What the hell is the problem? Yeah, you lost by a field goal, but damn. Fuck.
I don't know why we keep having them play on Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's just the running joke in the NFL, if that's what it is. But they cannot win on Thanksgiving. Holy shit.
Oh, that game literally gave me a headache.
What, they've lost, 13 in a row on Thanksgiving now? Like 0-13?
Yeah, I believe so. Because I think the last time they won on Thanksgiving was 2003.
Well, the year I was born is the last time they won on Thanksgiving.
So, yeah, what? Oh. Oh. I'm not even a Lions fan, and I'm fucking frustrated.
Yeah, like they definitely should have won. The Packers put up 20 points in the first quarter.
I know. That's why I said the game gave me a headache.
In the first quarter. Jordan Love has had now 2 good games in a row. He's gonna go back to the ground. That's just, he's up here now, and now he's just gonna just fall right back down. That's what he's been doing all season. But it's not really about the Packers right now. Yes, they won. Packers improved to 5-6. Lions fall to 8-3. Lions should not have lost this game. They should have won. They were at home. Jordan Love, 22 for 32, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Packers didn't have Aaron Jones. They just put their tight end Luke Musgrave on IR. They didn't have Jair Alexander. So what's the excuse for the Lions to lose on Thanksgiving right now? There's none. Like, there's nothing I can even say that'd be like, oh, that's why they lost. No, they should have won.
Christian Watson lit them up.
Yes, he had 5 receptions for 94 yards and touchdown.
And a lot of people will say, oh, it was only 94 yards. He really didn't. No, he lit their secondary up.
Mm-hmm.
From the first play went right to Christian Watson. And I think it was like 20 or 30 yards. Open and drive, first play.
Mm-hmm.
He was lighting them up. Not to mention, they traded what was probably the best cornerback at the time. Well, now they got 2 younger quarterbacks that's better. To the Buffalo Bills, and they. How do you shut down? Oh. Hey, Brian.
Yep. Go blue.
Like I said, I'm not even a Lions. I'm not a Lions fan. That's just it's just frustrating that they cannot find a way to win, beat a Packers team, a depleted Packers team on Thanksgiving.
I don't know. Like, again, I do the injury report every week. We'll get into it probably next. I didn't have a single Lion on the injury report. I had 4 Packers. I missed out one, and their safety Rudy Ford with a bicep injury, he was out as well. So there were 2 people in the secondary, 2 key offensive players, both out, all out, and they couldn't win.
And you're fully healthy.
Mm-hmm. David Montgomery was back. Swift was there. No, Gibbs. Sorry, not Swift. Gibbs. You know what I meant.
I know what you meant. Yeah, Gibbs was there.
Swift was there, but not anymore. Gibbs was there. Ra was healthy. Reynolds was healthy. Laporta was healthy. The main key offensive players, even on defensive players, were all healthy. There's no excuse to lose on Thanksgiving. And they did. Once again.
Roger Goodell. NFL schedule makers. Do not put these motherfuckers on Thanksgiving next year.
Oh, they'll do it. They'll do it. It's every fucking year.
I know. It's always them and the fucking Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm all jumping right into the injury report just so we could, before I go into a 3-hour rant.
I don't have 3 hours coming. All right. Well, I already mentioned 4 of the injuries. Aaron Jones with his knee injury, he was out. Luke Musgrave, abdomen, he was placed on IR, so he's out 4 weeks. Jair Alexander with the shoulder, he was out versus Detroit. And like I said, Rudy Ford, the safety, was with a bicep injury. He was out versus Detroit. Okay. Not too many this week, in my opinion, compared to other weeks. So I will take it. It was a not too bad week. I was able to get rid of a lot of injuries that I had as questionable. They did play today, so I was able to get rid of them. All right, Washington quarterback Emmanuel Forbes. He was out with the elbow injury versus Dallas. It would not have mattered in that game at all. Dallas safety Jaron Kearse with a back injury. He was out versus Washington. This is sad news in San Francisco. Safety Helanoa Hufanga with the torn ACL. He was placed on IR Tuesday, so he will miss the rest of the season. I can add that to the end of the year. Torn ACL tally count. We got
a tally count on torn ACLs, and it's getting Achilles. It's getting bad up there for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been Achilles coming up. Seattle Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker the third with the oblique injury. He was out Thursday for San Francisco. Miami running back Devon Achane, he was out with his knee injury Friday versus the Jets, the first ever Black Friday game. That definitely does hurt some fantasy owners there, but didn't hurt the Miami Dolphins. They destroyed the Jets handily.
We'll discuss that when we get into the weekly recap.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have it on here, but I just know about it. Miami, either defensive end or linebacker, Jalen Phillips with a torn Achilles. He is out for the entire rest of the year, of course, obviously with the torn Achilles. He mentioned that turf there at MetLife Stadium is garbage, and he kind of wants to not put full blame on it, but that's kind of part of it. But yeah, he tore his Achilles on Friday night, so he'll be out for the rest of the year.
Fucking Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's got to be something with the turf.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be.
Yeah, like the Achilles getting stuck in the turf to where the player is moving, but then the foot is staying, and then that's where the Achilles tear. Yeah, there's got to be something.
It has to be, because for this season, it's just, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Northern wide receiver Chris Olave, he left the game today against Atlanta with a concussion, and he did not return. They were without their star cornerback Marshawn Lattimore with an ankle injury. He was out versus Atlanta. Tampa Bay linebacker Levante David with a groin injury. He was out versus Indianapolis. Houston's star safety Jimmy Ward was out with a hamstring injury versus Jacksonville. In that thrilling game today, that was there. Carolina tight end Hayden Hurst was out with a concussion once again versus the Titans. And I got two New York Giants here. Darius Slayton with a neck injury. He was out versus the Patriots. And the defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, the second hamstring injury, he was out versus the Patriots.
Surprise. and we still win.
Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins with a hamstring injury. He was out versus Pittsburgh. And their very great young cornerback Cam Taylor Britt with a quad injury. He was out versus Pittsburgh. This is probably one of the biggest injury news that I've ever covered. Las Vegas defensive end Max Crosby with a knee injury. He was listed as doubtful the entire week, the entire lead up to the game, and he played. He's playing right now. So he beat doubtful, and he is in the game right now as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Out of all the players that have been doubtful, he's the only one who has, I think, not ever, but in recent memory, actually played. Dallas Goedert with a forearm. He was out for Buffalo today. And sad news, Los Angeles Chargers defensive end Joey Bosa foot was placed on IR Wednesday. That's all there is on it. They don't say if it's Achilles or anything. It just says foot. So the foot injury, he was placed on IR. And Chicago Bears running back Deontay Foreman with an ankle shin injury. He is listed as doubtful, but I have him out here. I mean, TV it's a doubtful thing. But yeah, that's two injuries to his ankle and his shin for Monday night versus Minnesota. But with Kelly Herbert back, I don't know how much time he would get anyway.
Yeah, he's probably not going to play.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson is once again very unlikely to play against Chicago on Monday night. That's all I got. That's all the injuries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're shutting Justin Jefferson down. They're just not saying it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I kind of need him in a certain league.
All right, so we don't have any more injuries.
Nope.
All right, let's get into our weekly recap.
All right, we talked about the Lions and the Packers. This next game is going to be quick. Commanders lose to the Cowboys 10-45. We could probably move on from that pretty quick. It was a slaughtering by the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Dak had a good game, but again, it's against this Commanders defense that we just talked about. That has been awful this year. He went 22 for 32, 331 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tony Pollard had a rushing touchdown, and Brandon Cooks had a receiving touchdown. Curtis Samuel for the Commanders got over 100 yards receiving. Sam Howell went 28 for 44, 300 yards, and an interception. So not a good game for the Commanders. Completely.
I just got one thing to say.
Okay.
One of the Cowboys going to actually beat a good team.
They're not.
Because I'm really getting bored talking about listen to how great these Cowboys fans are, and because you're beating sub 500 teams.
Yeah, all right. I just want to go into the schedule real quick. The games that they've won: Giants, Jets. They lost to the Cardinals. They got destroyed by the Niners. They beat the Patriots, beat the Chargers, beat the Rams, lost to the Eagles, beat the Giants, beat the Panthers, beat the Commanders. They played the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, or the Lions, and then the Commanders again. So we will see if they're a legitimate team. I don't know if the Seahawks will really give them a hard time. But the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, and then the Lions. Those are the upcoming games for them, and we will really see if they're a legitimate team or if they're just pretenders because of their schedule and what they've gotten to play against.
Well, they're pretenders. There's no question about it. They're pretenders.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you look at it, they're pretenders.
No, they're not. They're going all the way this year. This year's their year, Tony. This year's their year.
Yeah, maybe in Madden 24.
All right, anything else on that, Tony?
Nope, that was just it.
Okay. I'm sure my dad was very happy. The Niners beat the Seahawks 31-13. Brock Purdy looking like back to his old self. Kind of. He went 21 for 30, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. McCaffrey beast, 19 carries, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel also had a rushing touchdown as well. Geno Smith, I don't know what happened from last year. I don't know what Geno Smith we're getting this year. It's a completely different Geno Smith, in my opinion. He went 18 for 27, 180 yards, and interception. I understand that he had an injury going into it, and he did play through it, which I do give him credit for that. But just the entire year, he's looked not like the Geno Smith of last year.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's looked very different this year than last. All right. I just want to say stats real quick. He has 2,584 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions with an 88.2 rating. That's not great numbers. And their record reflects it. It really does. I mean, they're 6-5, which isn't bad. But I mean, if I were to look at the teams that they've beaten, there's probably some 500 teams that they should beat. But yeah, Niners destroyed the Seahawks to improve to 8-3. Seattle falls to 6-5, like I just said. An offensive overload from the Niners, like they've done to pretty much almost every single team in the league when they have all their star players playing. All right, note that you want to talk about this game a little bit. The Dolphins, on the first ever Black Friday game, the Dolphins walled up the Jets 34-13 at MetLife Stadium. And Tua, he threw 2 interceptions. He threw for 243 and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert rushed for 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle had 114 yards receiving on 8 receptions. Tim Boyle. Zach Wilson was benched, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, Zach Wilson has been benched
for the rest of the season. He's a 3rd-string quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the 2 quarterbacks that we've had issues with this year, and we have had prolonged talks about, are Zach Wilson and Mac Jones. Those are the 2 that we've been laughing at the entire season. The main one has been Zach Wilson.
And Mac Jones got benched again today.
Mm-hmm. Which we'll talk about soon. Zach Wilson, I've been on him ever since he made the comment that he wasn't really ready to play when Aaron Rodgers got injured. I said that from the beginning. How could you even say that as a professional that you weren't ready? The key to professional sports is always stay ready. And if you to come out and say that I wasn't ready to play,
because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for him to come out and say, "Oh, I wasn't ready to play,"
especially in a full contact sport like football, anything can happen. So you have to stay ready.
I mean, he didn't think so because they got Aaron Rodgers. He's looked horrible all year. Again, I'm shocked they're even 4-7, and I'm not even going to say that they've won games because of him. It's been because of
Their defense.
the defense. It's just he's been awful. If I look up this sorry ass motherfucker stats, I guarantee I'll start laughing.
I
Give me a sec.
guarantee everybody will start laughing.
59.2 completion percentage, 1,944 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I'm surprised he even has 1,944 passing yards. I didn't think he even had that much. But again, he's just been awful. And again, when you make a statement like that I wasn't ready to play, yeah, I mean, it shows.
Yes, it does.
It really does show. And you're getting benched for Tim Boyle. And you're not even a second string. You're a third string now. I don't want to take up all the time. If you have anything to say on it.
I don't. The fact that he's been benched for Tim Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last I checked, wasn't he like bagging groceries somewhere or something?
I think so. If we were to go to a grocery store up there in New York, I'm pretty sure we would have seen Tim Boyle either checking someone out at the cash register, or he was bagging bags or bagging the food somewhere.
I just, and now they're trying to bring out the rumor of trying to get Ryan Tannehill to get the Tennessee Titans to release him, because apparently he done lost his starting job, which, I mean, that makes no difference to me. So he could go play for the Jets. Now, Ryan Tannehill will be better than Zach Wilson. I could be better. I'm better than Zach Wilson.
You are.
You're better than Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go on to the next one.
Okay. I mean, I just want one more thing on the Jets. Still going in when we started Owen on the podcast. When they signed Dalvin Cook, I was high on this signing. I thought it was going to work out very well.
So did I.
In the entire game on Friday night, he had 1 carry for 2 yards. That's it.
And 2 receptions for 19 yards.
Yep. So he had a total of 21 yards. Thank God they signed him. Because
here's the thing, too, about the Jets offense. The fact that... Hold on, we got a comment. If we're the Jets, you bringing Rodgers back?
No. Even if he is ready to play in Week 16, there's no point. They have 0 shot of making the playoffs. 0.
But like I was saying, the Jets, whose offense is notorious for running the ball, ran the ball a total of 10 times. 10 rushing attempts. But guess how many total yards?
29.
Yep. That is crazy.
For an entire game, they only rushed for 29 yards.
Yeah. On 10 attempts.
I'm sure Mostert got all of that on like one rushing attempt.
I would not be surprised. Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Jets fall to 4-7. Dolphins improved 8-3.
So at 4-7, what is the point of having Aaron Rodgers try to rush a comeback? You're not making the playoffs, because if he does make it able to make it back, you're not. You're not in the position to make the playoffs. Because now you're going to have to try and jump over a Buffalo team that's finally found his way somewhat. The whole NFC Central, NFC North. You got to jump over that whole division. So, yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I know he's insistent on returning this year, but it's. If he uses common sense and just let the injury heal completely for the whole year, come back next season, because, it is pointless for him to rush to try to come back with 6 weeks left and you're not going to make the playoffs. Let's say he comes back in 3 weeks. Okay. So now you got to pray that in those 3 weeks that before he comes back, you win games. I don't see that happening. No. So there is no point. He just needs to keep his ass home, let the injury fully heal, and come back healthy next season. Stop trying to be Adrian Peterson and come back after tearing your ACL in a couple of weeks. You're not him.
He wants to come back week 16. Good for week 12 right now, okay.
So in 4 weeks.
Yeah, they play the Falcons, the Texans, the Dolphins, and the Commanders. Then he would come back and play the Browns.
Honestly, I don't see them win in any of those games.
I don't either. Maybe the Falcons. Maybe
the Commanders.
Yeah, those are the two maybes. But the Dolphins are going to blow them out again. The Texans are going to destroy them. Or they should.
Well, I don't know about destroy them, but C.J. Stroud is not going to allow Tim Boyle to beat him.
Yeah. So then he would come back and play the Browns, and then the final game is against the Patriots.
Okay, so yeah, you'll beat the Patriots. And the Browns, even with their quarterback issues, and with the fact that Myles Garrett injured his wrist today, it's pointless. Like I said, you're not going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, the second string now is Trevor Siemian. So.
Okay. The next game.
Yep. I just wanted to mention that. All right, next game. The Bucks lose to the Colts. Baker Mayfield was knocked out early with the injury. He did come back. 20-27. Gardner Minshew, he didn't even throw for a touchdown. He went 24 for 41, 215 yards and an interception. Baker had just under 200 yards passing. Mike Evans caught both receiving touchdowns for the Bucks. Jonathan Taylor had 2 rushing touchdowns for the Indianapolis Colts. Michael Pittman got over 100 yards receiving on 10 receptions. So, very good game. Seems like a very close game. Very entertaining game. And the Bucks lose again. They fall to 4-7. Same record as the Jets. The Colts improved to 6-5.
Yeah, that's another team that the Jets is going to have to jump over.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Colts don't have Anthony Richardson, they're still playing pretty decent football.
Again, Minshew is not a bad quarterback. People
No,
think
he's
that he
not.
is. Like, he's not a bad quarterback.
I mean, is he a franchise quarterback? Fuck no.
No, but he's good to
Yeah,
have
no.
to win games.
Yes.
He will win you games. Like, that's what he's doing right now. All right, your Giants beat the Patriots 7-10. Patriots lose because they missed a game-winning field goal, or a game-tying field goal in the final seconds. I'll let you take this game away, Tony, even though you did not get to watch it, which you're very pissed off about with the broadcasting shit in your area. But
yeah, for some reason, Fox over here they only broadcasted the 4:00 game today, which was stupid. But it wasn't much of a big offensive explosion. It was for a rookie wide receiver, Jalen Hyatt. So basically, Tommy DeVito, the rookie quarterback, went 17 for 25 for 191 yards and a touchdown. 109 of those yards went to Jalen Hyatt on 5 receptions.
wow, you guys are finally getting them going. Finally.
Saquon had a quiet game, 12 rushes for 46 yards. 1 reception for 6 yards. Yeah, basically Hyatt was the offense today.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda Robinson had 4 catches for 26 yards. Isaiah Hodgins finally remember where the end zone was at. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Like the next highest receiver was Wanda Robinson, 4 receptions for 26 yards. And Slade, before he got injured, had 2 receptions for 16 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else had just 1 reception. That was it. Hodges had 1 reception. His was a touchdown. Breda had 1 reception for 10. Bellinger had 1 for 8. Shepard had 1 for 6. Barkley had 1 for 6. And Parrish Campbell had 1 for -2 yards. How the fuck you go backwards?
So, Tony, we got more receiving yards than he did today.
Yes. And once again, Matt Jones, who started the game, got benched.
Mm-hmm.
After going 12 for 21 for 89 yards and 2 interceptions. Zappy didn't do much better. He went 9 for 14 for 54 yards and an interception.
So they combined for. All right, hold on. I gotta do some math here. They went 21 for 35 for 133 yards and 3 interceptions.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Patriots, I'm available. I'll play the final 2 games of the season. I'll probably throw better than that. They combined for that. Never mind one doing that. They combined for that.
So, yeah, Danny DeVito, who basically was dinking and dunking, still had more yards than them both of them combined. Now, Stevenson had a good game, 21 carries for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was probably their entire offense.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, Douglas had 6 catches for 49 yards. Parker had 3 catches for 42 yards. And then, yeah, Thornton had 2 for 19. Stevenson also had 5 receptions for 9 yards. So he basically was trying to catch screens and try to break open and couldn't get nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And all that money they paid for Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 catches, 10 yards. I'm starting to wonder if they also need to fire their offensive coordinator.
They need to find a lot.
I'm sorry, but Bill Belichick, your time is up.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry. Patriot fans, his time is up in New England. It's time to move on from him because nothing good is happening for your team on offense. I mean, the stat coming into this game for the Giants was, in all 3 victories we had was because Saquon Barkley scored. Barkley didn't score.
He was barely even there, kind of.
Pretty much. He was basically a decoy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, defensively, you guys still, I mean, the defense is so good. They're not the best defense in the league, as was said earlier in the season, but they have a good defense. But your offense, I think the only offensive coordinator who was worse than this one was your Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
See what happened when you got rid of him, which we'll still discuss in a few minutes.
But they're losing games.
Yeah.
And they haven't fired them. We were winning games. That was the only saving grace for Matt Canada. They are 2-9, putting out this crap on the field.
Yeah.
And everyone's just fine. I'm sorry, but Bill Belichick needs to go. Their OC needs to go. Both quarterbacks need to fucking go.
Well, I mean, we are kind of giving Matt Jones an unfair advantage because that offense just fucking. I mean, that offense is worse than the Steelers' offense. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe in a different system he might be a better, but yeah, if Belichick is going to stay there, then yeah, Matt Jones has to go because he's not progressing.
No, he's regressing. He's getting worse. And I think that it was possible. I mean, me and my dad were talking earlier, and he's like, "How is Matt Jones still starting? Is there no one better behind him?" I go, "No."
Not really.
And I'm like, "This is my prime example." It's like having 2 Mac Joneses. They are so similar. They are so similarly shit that they do pretty much the same thing out there.
Yeah.
Turn the ball over, under 100 yards, no offense.
Like, I don't know if the Jets have the Patriots on the schedule one more time or 2 times. Have they played them yet?
Let me see. I think they play at least one more time. Yeah, they play final game of the season.
Yeah, that's going to be a 100% snooze fest.
They played September 24th. The Patriots beat the Jets 15-10.
So that's going to be a snooze fest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the battle of these shit cans, Mac Jones went 15 for 29, 201 yards and a touchdown. Jack Wilson went 18 for 36, 157 yards.
So neither one of them broke 200 yards.
I mean, Mac Jones just barely broke it. He went 201. But still, it was a shit game.
What's next?
Next game, your Giants go improve to 4-8. The Patriots, like I said, fall to 2-9. My Steelers, perfect. Right after Steelers beat the Bengals. I'm not going to say much about it because Bengals did lose Joe Burrow. So it was Jake Browning in at quarterback for the Bengals. beat them 16-10. It was rough, but hallelujah, our offense broke 400 yards of total offense in the first week without Matt Canada. That's something that he could not do, like I said earlier, in 45 games of coaching, offensive coordinating for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We were able to do it in the first game without him.
And there was a Najee Harris sighting again.
Yes. Harris almost got to 100 yards, doing 15 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown. Pat Firemuth, 9 receptions for 120 yards. Kenny Pickett didn't throw a touchdown, but he had 278 passing yards.
And I want to talk about, because he technically did throw a touchdown pass. The problem is the receiver caught it in the back of the end zone as he was going down. Like, he literally had took 2 steps and then was going down and did not hold on to the ball.
Of course. So he should have a touchdown on to this.
Yes.
Okay. Jake Browning, I mean, I knew that our defense would control him pretty much. He went 19 for 26, 227 yards. Touchdown or interception. Joe Mixon was bottled up. He only had 8 carries for 16 yards. And Jamar Chase, 8 receptions for 81 yards. But
Browning didn't look too bad. There was times where he made a throw and I'm like, what the fuck? And then there was throws that he made and Jamar Chase did bail him out on a couple of them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they basically took Mixon out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Seeing that we outgained them by almost 200 yards makes me smile very much. We outgained them 421 to 222.
I mean, it just goes to show that if you put the, hold on, I just got a notification about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has left. Hold on, if it comes up. Myles Garrett left with his arm in a sling.
Oh boy.
So far it was just reported on Twitter. It says Myles Garrett's left arm in a sling. He had trouble getting his shirt on before the sling. He felt something pop in his left shoulder.
That is big breaking news just in to the DropZone. Myles Garrett, serious injury to his shoulder. Wow.
And then also have another one that just popped up about Justin Jefferson. Jefferson expected to return after Vikings Week 13 bye.
So Week 14.
Yep.
All right. I hope so. All right, let's do it. Improve to 7-4. Bengals fall to 5-6.
Okay, and our next game, or if you're not done with that one.
What?
Are you done with that one? Your Steelers?
Yeah, I'm done with that one. Panthers and Titans. Panthers lose 10-17. This was a garbage game. I kind of don't even want to talk about it. Bryce Young. I don't know what much to say about him. 18 for 31, 194 yards. He's been very disappointing. Being when he was the minimum pick, and your team is 1-10.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if it's him or if it's the system he's in, because I just feel, I mean, he has this weapon is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it's just an offensive system that they're using that he's not comfortable with, or I'm pretty sure right now, I bet you Houston is laughing their ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they were slated to get the first pick, and they was going to take him. Look, and right now, seriously, they dodged the bullet.
Yeah, they did. Because I don't think Bryce Young would be this successful on Houston.
I mean, he possibly could, but not as successful as CJ Stroud is.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Like, with what CJ Stroud has done, breaking all these records for rookies, I don't see
Bryce Young have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Bryce Young would have had maybe more than one win if he was drafted by Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the Panthers, and I feel bad for Adam Thielen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you left Minnesota because Minnesota told you they wasn't going to resign you. And you thought, okay, I get a chance to play with a young, good quarterback. And yeah, it turned into a complete shit show.
Mm-hmm. The only positive thing about this game for anyone is fantasy owners. Derrick Henry got in the end zone 2 times. We were talking about it last week or something. He only carried the ball 10 times or so.
Yeah.
He carried it 18 for 76 and 2 touchdowns. That's only positive out of the entire game. Again, Panthers fall to 1-10. Tennessee improves to 4-7.
They're still a shit team, though.
Yeah, they're still shit.
Both of them are, but.
All right, the Jags and the Texans. Jacksonville beats Houston 24-21. I was not expecting this outcome, but they were on the road. So I probably should have been expecting this outcome because they were on the road. But I had a lot of confidence in CJ Stroud.
And it was a shootout.
It definitely was. Stroud made pretty much no mistakes. He went 26 for 36, 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. So he had all 3 touchdowns for the Texans. Nico Collins went 7 receptions for 104 yards and a touchdown. For the Jags, Calvin Ridley got back in the end zone on 5% for 89 yards. ETN 20 carries for 56 yards. Trevor Lawrence, he had a very good game. 22 for 38, 364 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Shootout for they're in the AFC South. Yeah, they're in the AFC South. So a shootout there, and this could definitely be a tiebreaker game. If say Jags fall off a little bit and the Texans continue to win after this week. And not the outcome I was expecting. I'd expect the Texans to win at home, rocking those very, very, very nice uniforms that they had on. But Yeah, Jacksonville improves to 8-3 on this season, which is very surprising, very impressive for this Jacksonville team. I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't see them doing much in the playoffs if they do make it.
I
It's
don't
nothing
either,
against
but the
them,
fact
but
that they're having a better season than everybody predicted, except me, because I called it.
mhm.
I didn't expect it to be this good, this good, but
But
um, I got a question for you.
okay,
So we already know C.J. Stroud is going to be offensive rookie of the year. I mean, there is no one offensively close
he
to him.
he he fucking should. He should be. There's no one even near.
Exactly. Now, I've heard and seen a lot of talk shows talk about him possibly being an MVP candidate. I mean, there hasn't been a rookie MVP since like the 1940s or something like that. So yeah, I don't really see him winning MVP. But do you see DeMarco Ryan as coach of the year?
Yeah, like again, with the Texans, I didn't predict them to do really much of anything because I never really have high expectations for rookie quarterbacks because of no offense to Bryce Young, but how he's played there in Carolina. I never really have high hopes. I want to see it to believe it, and CJ Stroud has proven to me that he can get it done in the biggest stages, at the biggest moments when they need him the most. And D'Amico Ryans has been the perfect head coach for CJ Stroud and that entire team. He's a great leader on the offense and defense side of the ball. And I think, yes, he does deserve to win Coach of the Year. 6-5 right now. Their upcoming schedule, they could easily be above 500. The Denver Broncos, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, the Titans, and the Colts. They could end the season winning 6 games in a row. Because I believe they could beat the Broncos. They can easily beat the Jets, like I said earlier. They can beat the Titans. They can beat the Browns with all those injuries there. They can beat the Titans.
Especially with the news on Myles Garrett.
Yeah. And, that last game of the season against the Colts will be a shootout. Yeah, no doubt. But, the Broncos, again, like we don't know what Russell Wilson or what defense we're going to get any week. So
the Broncos have been pretty steady. They got the longest winning streak going in the NFL right now.
Yes, but we'll see with that game. But the Jets, the Titans, and the Browns, those games they should easily win there. So D'Amico Ryan should definitely be Coach of the Year. And on the MVP thing, in a lot of sports, I understand MVP. We give it to the player on the team that wins a lot of games and who make it far in the playoffs. Think Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, LeBron. You just think of recent players who've won it. Most of the time, it's guys who are deep in the playoff runs or have had great seasons team wise. If they finish 11-5. Make the playoffs, get bounced first round. Does he still win MVP? If he has spectacular games, I think he does because, he definitely could. Hurts, he's been having an up and down season. Mahomes isn't the same as he was.
That's because his receivers can't catch the fucking ball.
Yeah. You think of the MVP candidates. Josh Allen has not looked great this year at all. So
Josh Allen should not even be included in the MVP conversation right now.
So he has definitely a strong shot to win MVP, which people might not think is true at all. But I think it is because he has played very well. He's set a bunch of new rookie records, and he still has a lot of games left in the season against defenses that are not that great. So he could put up even bigger numbers and bigger stats. And the only two people who would be in his way right now are Lamar Jackson to me and Hurts, just get given off a team success as well, as far as also how they are playing. As Hurts has been somewhat inconsistent, but in the big games where they do need him, he does come up clutch. As he did today, which we will talk about. I got the notification that they scored the game-winning rushing touchdown for them. So,
Yep.
Again, as far as MVP, I think he definitely could win it. Offensive Rookie of the Year, there's no doubt he's going to win it. And D'Amico Ryans, he definitely, to me, should win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, because as far as Offensive Rookie of the Year, there's nobody we even discuss more than CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Anthony Richardson would have stayed healthy, maybe it would have been more of a conversation. And if Bryce Young was actually playing better, the only other, even if Devon Chaney didn't miss those couple of weeks with his knee, he probably could be discussed for the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I feel like he still might be. I feel like people will still put him in the conversation just off of what he did do before he got injured.
Yeah.
But with Stroud not missing a game and just how dominant he has been in the games, I think it's kind of unanimous. He should win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I agree. Who's next?
All right, the Saints and the Falcons. Saints lose 15-24. Atlanta, they keep winning games. They keep finding ways. They are up and down, along with the Saints. Derek Carr has been up and down this season, 24 for 38, 304 yards and reception. Again, injuries do not help Derek Carr right now with the shoulder concussions throughout the season. Olave, like I said earlier, he left that game with a concussion. He had 7 receptions for 114 yards. Your guy, Bijan Robinson, 16 carries for 91 yards and touchdown. So he got in the end zone today. I'm sure that made you very happy as parents. Twice.
Yeah.
And he got one receiving too.
Yeah.
That's definitely very good for fantasy owners, especially you.
He basically single-handedly beat the fucking Saints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has 14 points. Yep. Desmond Ritter had a shit game. 13 for 21, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That's not a good game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just thinking it was Arthur Smith that just don't know what he's doing. I watched a few of those games with him. Villa just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. He's not as bad as Zach Wilson, but he
looks lost.
He needs to just be a backup quarterback. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Heineke didn't look too much better, and that's why. Yeah.
True.
But like you said, it was pretty much Bijan Robinson who beat the Saints, not even Desmond Ritter, who was a quarterback.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Saints fall to 5-6. Atlanta improves to 5-6. You got any more in that game, Tony?
No, I don't got any more in that.
That AFC South is weird. Or is that the AFC South? I can't remember the division.
NFC South.
And I knew it was a South, but no, AFC South is the game that we just talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tired. I'm late. All right,
Well,
Rams. What?
You're good.
All right, Rams slaughtered the Cardinals 37-14. Our group chat was blowing up with Kyron Williams running all over the Arizona Cardinals. Not even just Kyron Williams. I'm sure it was the entire Rams offense. Matthew Stafford. What a game for Matthew Stafford. 25 for 33, 229 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kyron Williams had 16 carries for 143 yards. Damn. James Conner only had 6 carries for 27 for the Cardinals. I thought that having Kyler Murray back would help this Cardinals team. I just don't think there's anything that you can do when your defense is that bad to give up a total of 228 rushing yards. I just don't think there's anything that you could do offensively to try and combat that when you can't get your running game going either, when you only rush for 73 yards.
Well, my thing is, and I want to see something for a second. Because I have a feeling that there was something that just... Because the Cardinals and Rams played earlier, so they should be done, if I'm not mistaken. Because they've already played, haven't they? Once.
They should have. They
I
should
feel
have.
like they did.
Yeah, they did. They played October 15th, and the Cardinals lost 9-26. That was week 4.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just... There's something about that Cardinals... Ever since they traded Josh Dobbs away, that team seems like just don't even play, don't even try anymore.
Yeah, in week 4 they gave 174 rushing yards, but in this week they gave up 228.
Yeah, it just seems like ever since the trade happened, they was like, well, fuck it.
I mean, they probably brought down the team morale because they probably really did like the job that Dobbs was doing, and just because Kyler Murray is coming back, they just ship him off to Minnesota,
Which is working out for fun for Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Cardinals fall to 2-10. Rams improved to 5-6. Tyler Higbee had 2 receiving touchdowns, and Kyron Williams had 2 receiving touchdowns as well. Roy Freeman had a rushing touchdown. Cooper Kupp only had 3 catches for 18 yards. All right, the Broncos, as we were talking about, have one of the longest running streaks the longest running streak in the league right now. They beat the Browns 12-29. I'm not going to say much about this game. Again, all the injuries that the Browns have had to deal with. Amari Cooper went back to the locker room in this game. Their quarterback went back in the locker room. Myles Garrett got injured. So I'm sorry, but the Broncos, you should have won this game. You know, with all the injuries that the Browns did have to deal with. Russell Wilson, he didn't even have he won 13 for 22, 135 yards and touchdown. That was it.
Yeah. I
mean, it got the win, so I guess whatever. Dorian Thompson-Robinson went 14 for 29, 130 yards and touchdown. It's weird. It's very similar stats. Like, Thompson and Wilson both threw for the same amount, and Jerome Ford and Javonte Williams both ran for the same amount of yardage with 65. So it was very kind of weird, and it probably I don't know how it got to 29 points, but I'm sure it was some special teams and defensive plays.
Actually, it was stupid play calling. Because as soon as Robinson got hurt, which was a questionable call because they threw a flag on it, it's called for roughing the passer. When the defender literally hit the quarterback in his shoulder, and they call roughing the passer. The very next play, when they put PJ Walker in, they try some trick play and end up fumbling the ball. It's like, just run a simple play. Stop trying to get cute with all these, let me do a flea flicker and stop this bullshit. So, yeah, a lot of the play calling was questionable to begin with, and it's just, like I said, and then Myles Garrett, at some point, nobody knows when it happened in the game, but they were saying he started out in the 4-point stand, and all of a sudden, you could see him favoring his left wrist, and every time his teammates would try to give him a high five, he turned, protected, and used his right hand and his. Yeah, so like I said, he left in the sling. So, But yeah, Denver actually just was embarrassing him the whole entire time.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I need the Browns to keep losing anyway. They fall to 7-4. Broncos improved to 6-5.
Yeah, that helps you out a lot.
Yeah, so actually, keep losing because we just beat the Bengals. The Browns lose, and the Sunday night game just started. So hopefully,
so that should put you right now in second place.
Mm-hmm. All right, the overtime thriller that just got done a few minutes ago. Actually, the Bills lose to the Eagles 34-37 in overtime. The Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown to end the game. Josh Allen went 29 for 51, 339 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Josh Allen also had 2 rushing touchdowns, so he had 4 touchdowns total, 9 carries for 81 yards. Gabe Davis got in the end zone at 6 catches for 105 yards and touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. DeAndre Swift had 14 carries for 80 yards. And Devontae Smith had 7 receptions for 106 yards and a touchdown. What a shootout, which I think a lot of us expected it to be like this, but not like, I don't know, because the Bills were in control for a while. Philly stormed back, and then the Bills defense really showed that they are hurting as far as all those injuries that they have on that side of the ball. They couldn't hold up that Philly Eagles offense the entire game, and they end up losing 34-37.
Yeah, the Bills are going to have a hard time getting into the playoffs. And yeah, I pretty much don't see Stephon Diggs staying there after the season.
Yeah, I don't either. It's just constant issues year after year. And Diggs, it's not he had a bad game. He had 6 receptions for 74 yards and touchdown. That's not a bad game. It's just they lost.
He's tired of losing.
Mm-hmm. Like, he wants to win. He wants to win a championship. Eagles improved to a very impressive 10-1, and as you were talking about, the Bills fall to 500, 6-6 on the year. You have anything else on that game, Tony?
Nope.
Final game. Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-17. Mahomes went 27 for 34, 298 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pacheco had 2 rushing touchdowns, and Rashid Rice 8 receptions for 107 yards and touchdown. Aiden O'Connell had a great game for a rookie going against Patrick Mahomes. 23 for 33, 240 yards and touchdown. Josh Jacobs, he's back. Oh, I was saying last week, wasn't I?
There was a Josh Jacobs fighting.
I know. How about that shit? Again, I was saying last week, where the fuck has he been? He had 20 carries for 100 yards and touchdown, and Jacoby Myers got in the end zone today for the Raiders as well. Impressive game in a loss for the Raiders, going against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. To be able to at least be competitive against them, I mean, yes, it's a 14-point loss, but to be more competitive than I think everyone expected it to be, I think it's a win on their side, having a rookie quarterback in Aiden O'Connell out there starting for you against Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, yeah, they lost, but it's a very impressive loss to be able to put up 17 points, given what kind of guys you actually have out there playing.
I gotta agree. And like I said, there was a Josh Jacobs sighting. He finally decided to come to work.
Yeah, no, it only took him until week 12, but he's here. Kind of. Don't worry, next week he'll have like 5 carries for 2 yards. It'll be back to normal. I just want to see what Devontae Adams did today. Did he do anything?
Not much.
He had 5 receptions for 73 yards. It's not bad.
Average game.
Yeah. Just always want to check that because he's always complaining that he doesn't get the ball enough. So.
Oh, no.
And again, the Sunday night game just kicked off. The Chargers are winning 3-0 against the Ravens.
All right, so you ready to discuss our picks from last week? To see how we did.
Owen's doing really good. You're doing good. I'm doing the worst. Owen's in first with 100 points this week. You're in second with 90. I'm in third with 80. So, as you just talked about.
Fucking Lions, god damn it.
Yep, Lions and the Packers. We all picked the Lions. Got that one wrong. The Commanders and the Cowboys. He picked the Commanders. That was an upset pick of the week. I know that's for damn sure. That was an upset pick of the week, but we could not do that upset pick of the week. He picked the Commanders. We picked the Cowboys. We get that right. We all picked the Niners against the Seahawks. We get that one right. We all picked the Dolphins against the Jets. We got that one right. Now this game, we all picked the Texans. We got that one wrong. Jags, again, they're on the road, so they're going to play better than if they were at home. And story becomes true. They beat the Texans. We all picked my Steelers against the Bengals. That, thank goodness, they won. Micah Baker Mayfield, me and you sided with him against the Indianapolis Colts. That did not work out well. We got that one wrong. Yep. Owen picked the Colts. We all picked your New York Football Giants against the shitty-ass New England Patriots, and we got that one right. Me and O-Dog Owen picked the New Orleans Saints against the Atlanta Falcons. You went with your guy, Bijan Robinson, in the Atlanta Falcons, and you got that one right. So that was a very good pick by you, a very smart pick by you.
I just had that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Falcons, they seem to play the Saints really well every single time, like no matter what. We all picked the Titans against the Panthers. You got that one right. Me and you picked the Browns against the Denver Broncos. We got that one wrong.
Did he really pick the Broncos?
Yeah, he picked the Denver Broncos I mean, I can understand why, because of the winning streak, the quarterback play on the other side as far as the Browns go. Yeah. I think that's pretty much what led to him picking the Broncos there. Me and you went for the upset pick of the weekend this game, Rams versus the Cardinals. Me and you picked the Cardinals. He picked the Rams. We got that one wrong.
Boy,
I don't know why we picked the Cardinals. I don't really remember why, but we did, and didn't work out. And these next two, we all picked the Eagles, and we all picked the Chiefs, and we got them right. So I got Owen. Fantastic this week with his picks. I picked the Ravens and the Vikings for the Sunday and Monday night games.
All right.
Here goes another week.
I think we have a new viewer.
Hi, Giovanni.
All right, so now it's time to do our picks for this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the first game is Cowboys and Seahawks.
I'll pick them. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to move on from it.
Yeah. We got Colts and Titans.
54% of you are picking the Titans.
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts too.
And then we got Chargers. Really? Chargers and come on.
The Chargers will somehow lose this game. I saw this stat. I don't know why I didn't talk about it earlier, but Herbert has played 60 games for the Chargers. They're 30-30 in those games. And I gotta find the stat. You can talk and give your reasoning on why you might pick the Patriots.
I don't even. Can I just skip that pick?
If you want to just not pick that game, you can do that.
Because part of me is telling me the Chargers will win, but then part of me is telling me the Chargers defense will find a way to lose the fucking game.
Mm-hmm. To Mac Jones or Zappy.
Which is fucking crazy.
Just pick the Chargers. If they lose, they lose. But here's the stat. Since the Chargers drafted Justin Herbert in 2020, they are 30-30. In those 60 games, the Chargers have scored 1,508 points and given up 1,507.
The fuck kind of, that's some crazy ass shit.
I know. And they've lost the most consecutive games under 5 points. It's like 10 plus games in a row, dating back to last year.
That is literally insane.
Mm-hmm. I'm picking the Chargers as well.
We got the Lions at Saints. I think the Lions are going to bounce back from that Thanksgiving hangover.
Yeah, I got the Lions. They have extra rest, extra time to prepare. Yeah, definitely Lions.
And we got the Falcons at Jets. 70% of people picking the Jets?
I ain't going with the Falcons. Tim Boyle, man. Tim Boyle? Yeah.
Exactly. And then we got your Steelers and Cardinals. Now that your offensive coordinator is going, I got more confidence in the Steelers.
I do too. Sorry, Owen. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Owen.
Oh boy. We got the
I'm riding
hottest
with
team in football, or we're going
the
with the
hottest
offensive
rookie
of
in
the year.
football. I'm going with the hottest rookie in football right now.
I go with hottest rookie in football too. Oh, my guy Baker, you better win this fucking game.
Yeah. I'm not even trying to just. What the fuck?
Oh fuck, man. Ugh.
Now this is tough because we don't know the full status of Myles Garrett, so we don't know if he's actually going to be able to play. Now, based on that, I am going to take the Rams for right now.
I don't think it matters. Again, I think that their QB play with whatever the guy's name is. I'm sorry, but it's not great. I think I'm just picking the Rams regardless on if Myles Garrett is healthy or not.
Now, this is a heavyweight fight.
Oh,
Eagles and 49ers.
I did say when my dad asked the question in the chat who I would pick to win if they're fully healthy, I picked the Niners, and I'll stick to it because they are fully healthy, and their defense is better than the Eagles.
And I think with the fact that you got Chase Young and Bosa coming off the edges, yeah, they're going to cause problems for Jalen Hurts. I'm picking the 49ers.
Jeez. I mean, Jordan Love's on a hot streak, but
I'm going with the Chiefs, but I'm just worried about those fucking receivers not catching the fucking ball.
oh, the Jags are at home, and it's on prime time.
Shit. I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah, it's like I just can't do it with the Bengals.
Neither can I.
We'll do 42. I think we picked all the same.
I think we did.
That is the first time ever me and you picked the same for every single game.
CMC for MVP. If I'm going to pick a non-quarterback position for MVP, I'm going to have to go with Tyreek Hill. Because he's been lighting up the NFL.
Yeah. I can't spell.
I mean, that's with the season Tyreek Hill's having this year. Yeah, for a non-quarterback to win MVP, that's who I will pick. Nothing against CMC, because CMC is one hell of a player. But yeah, Tyreek Hill is just lighting everybody up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's either CMC or Hill. But yeah, Hill to me is having a more impressive season right now. Tyreek Hill has 88 receptions already this season for 1,324 yards and 10 touchdowns.
I mean, I know CMC had that nice scoring streak going and everything, but yeah. I mean, Tyreek Hill, like with the first 6 games, had 100 receiving yards every game,
Yeah, it
so or
was
close to something like that.
it was very impressive. He had um well, he had 215 week 1, 40, 157, 58, 181, 163, 88, 112, 62, 146, and 102. So he was like up and down, but I mean, he started off the season with 215.
Yeah.
So, and again, 157, 181, 163, 112. So it was like almost like every other week he was getting in the 180s.
I mean, granted, it would be nice to see a non-quarterback win the MVP, but I mean, let's face it, we know that's not going to happen. I mean,
No.
they're going to have a really, really outstanding season as a non-quarterback to overcome a quarterback MVP.
Yeah, I don't think they would be a wide receiver because, the person throwing it to them is going to have a lot of yards also.
Exactly.
And a lot of touchdowns. So it wouldn't even be a receiver. If it would be,
it will have to be a running back.
It would be McCaffrey. If we're going to be looking at it like that, it would be McCaffrey. There's like rushing, or this is yards. I think that this is rushing yards. It may be total. I don't know. We had 152, 116, 85, 106, 51, 43, 45, 54, 95, 78, and 114. And he has 11 touchdowns, 939 yards. That could be total, but it's not giving me specifics. It's just giving me stats. So,
well, see, here's the problem with CMC as a MVP candidate is he's on a team where you also have Deebo Samuels, who's affecting his touches. Ayuk affects his touches, and George Kittle. So you got 4 dynamic players on one team that Purdy could go to at any given time. So that does affect or will affect him being an MVP conversation. Now, does that mean he should not be in the MVP conversation? No, that doesn't mean that. We're just saying that the fact that there's other weapons that surround him that's affecting his touches and his catches. So that's what makes it harder for him to be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah. Receiving this year, he has 48 receptions for 48 receptions for 389 yards and 5 touchdowns. And rushing, he has 193 carries for 939 yards and 11 touchdowns. So right now he has obviously over 1,000 yards total. That's about, I'm not good at math, but that's like 1,300 yards, about 1,400 yards total. We're now 12 weeks in, and he has 16 total touchdowns. So, yeah, I mean, could definitely make a case for MVP if it were to be like a non-quarterback. Definitely CMC over Tyreek, I guess, if I had to say, because again, Tyreek is catching the ball, so Tua's going to have yards, so it's going to put him in the conversation as well.
It's just one of those where, because look at when that year Calvin Johnson, when he broke the receiving record for most yards in the, he wasn't even considered still went to a wide quarterback. And he broke the receiving yards record.
Mhm.
Because Matthew Stafford ended up having over 5,000 yards passing. So yeah, it's hard for a non-quarterback to be considered as an MVP. But yeah, I mean, he maybe could be considered for offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So that's it for the day, folks. You got the goodbyes, Jeff.
Yep.
It's me for this week.
I don't care who does it. I'll do it if I need to. I got it.
Next week.
Yeah. So almost 2 hours. So if you tuned in through out,
it's becoming normal for us now.
Yeah. If you've tuned in at all throughout this 2 hours to listen to us to talk about sports, we do appreciate it. We enjoy it. We again, we enjoy doing it every week. As you said earlier, you look forward to it every single Sunday, every single week. I know I do. Bye, Shelly. Again, we enjoy doing it for you guys because we love sports and we love talking about it and just giving our opinions out there. So if you've commented, liked, make sure that you subscribe if you're a new viewer. Again, anything that you guys say or do.
Not to cut you off for a second, John. Honestly, I think people just are tuning in now just to hear one of us have a rant.
Yeah, like they're hoping. They're like, please. Like, please. And I'm sure, they got the news about Matt Canada, and they know the issues I've had with him over this year. So they're like, he's going to say something.
Yeah, I think our rants get people to tune in because nobody knows what we're going to have a rant about, but they knows one's coming.
But yeah, thank you for everyone tuning in. Our loyal viewers, any new viewers, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that bell for for our notifications when we go live, which is again every Sunday at 7 p.m. So for Big Time Tony, I've been Dope Ass Jeff. We will see you next Sunday. Peace out.